In the long course of human history, we have witnessed hundreds of empires, large and small, form, reach a brilliant peak of development, and then decay and collapse according to the relentless flow of time. Among them, the Persian Empire stands as one of the greatest, most prosperous, and most influential empires for mankind. To better understand its stature, let us journey back in time to explore the detailed development of this empire throughout history. It all began around 1000 BC, when nomadic groups started to gather into tribes, eventually settling on the Iranian plateau. For many subsequent centuries, they were under the strict rule of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, 911 to 609 BC, in northern Mesopotamia. Later, the Medes rose up, successfully overthrowing dominance to establish an empire of their own. By 553 BC, Cyrus, the outstanding leader of a Persian tribe, launched a rebellion against the Median Empire. By 550 BC, he had captured the capital Ecbatana and taken King Astyages prisoner. After seizing the throne, Cyrus officially proclaimed himself emperor, unified the tribes, and held rule over the vast empire. This momentous event marked the official birth of the First Persian Empire, often known as the Achaemenid Empire. In 546 BC, Emperor Cyrus personally led his troops to defeat the army of King Croesus, subsequently capturing Sardis, the capital of the Kingdom of Lydia. During this time, vassals of the old Median Empire repeatedly revolted, forcing Cyrus to lead military campaigns into Bactria and against the nomadic Saka people in Central Asia. During these campaigns, Cyrus ordered the construction of numerous cities in Central Asia and stationed strategic military garrisons. The city of Syropolis was officially founded by him during this period. The hostility between the Persian people and the Babylonians had lasted from the Median period until the era of the First Persian Empire. This tension eventually led to war between the two countries from 540 to 539 BC. In October 539 BC, Cyrus completely defeated the Babylonians at the Battle of Opis, then captured the city of Sippar without losing a single soldier. On October 12 of the same year, Persian troops took Babylon and captured King Nabonidus. However, in 530 BC, Cyrus passed away during a campaign against the Massagetae in Central Asia. Cambyses II succeeded him and immediately began preparing for an invasion campaign, later decisively defeating the Egyptian forces at the Battle of Pelusium in 525 BC. Following the conquest of Egypt, the Libyans, along with the Greek communities in Cyrene and Barca in Libya, decided to submit to Cambyses, accepting tribute payments to the Persian Empire rather than choosing resistance. Cambyses then planned conquests targeting Carthage, the Siwa oasis of the god Ammon, and Ethiopia. In reality, Cambyses focused all his attention on these two ambitious campaigns, rather than prioritizing the conquest of the kingdom of Meroe and the seizure of the strategic western oases. However, both expeditions to the Ammon oasis and Ethiopia ended in failure. In 522 BC, Darius the Great overthrew the pretender Gautama to ascend the Persian throne. After a long period of meticulous preparation, in 513 BC, Darius the Great launched a large-scale campaign targeting the Balkans, with the goal of conquering the Scythians north of the Danube. Macedonia was also a target of this campaign. Darius's army conquered many Thracian tribes and most of the lands bordering the Black Sea before withdrawing to Asia Minor. There, the Persian army seized the gold-rich region of Thrace, annexed coastal Greek city-states, and the powerful Paeonian people. The period from 499 to 493 BC witnessed continuous uprisings against Persian rule, most notably the Ionian Revolt in 499 BC. This was the first major conflict between Greece and the First Persian Empire, and also the opening phase of the long Greco-Persian Wars. After suppressing the revolt in Asia Minor, Emperor Darius decided to proceed with the conquest of all Greece. In 492 BC, the Persian general Mardonius reconquered Thrace and fully annexed Macedonia into the empire. However, in 490 BC, the Athenians dealt a blow to the Persian forces by defeating them at the historic Battle of Marathon. In 485 BC, King Xerxes I ascended the throne. To continue his father's dream, he mobilized a massive Persian army to enter Greece from the north. This army advanced rapidly through Macedonia and Thessaly without much hindrance until being held back for 3 days by a small Greek force at Thermopylae. In the 480s BC, Persia had become a colossal empire with a population of approximately 49.4 million people, accounting for 44% of the world's total population at the time. Later, when Artaxerxes III took the throne, he moved to consolidate the empire's strength and centralize absolute power in the hands of the king. Between 343 and 341 BC, he reconquered all of Egypt, exiling Pharaoh Nectanebo II of the 30th dynasty. The Persians established the 31st dynasty in Egypt with strict governing policies, causing the Egyptian people to revolt under the leadership of Pharaoh Kaba Bash. While Persia was weakened by complex political situations, Alexander the Great, the brilliant military leader of Macedonia, led an allied force across the Hellespont to attack Persia. In 333 BC, Alexander crushed the Persian army led by Darius III at the Battle of Issus. Artaxerxes V ascended the throne and attempted to hold out until 328 BC, when the entire empire officially fell to Alexander the Great. After Alexander's death, his empire was divided into several parts, most notably the Seleucid Empire. By 250 BC, the Arsacid house of the Parni people rose up, causing the Seleucids to weaken and lose control of Iran. After driving out the Seleucids, the Parni founded the Parthian Empire, also known as the Second Persian Empire. Parthia's enemies included the Seleucids to the west and the Scythians to the east. During their westward expansion, they clashed with the Kingdom of Armenia and the Roman Republic. In 53 BC, the Parthians defeated Marcus Licinius Crassus at the Battle of Carrhae, and by 40 to 39 BC, they had captured the entire Near East, except Tyre, from the Romans. However, Marcus Aurelius and other Roman emperors later launched counteroffensives invading Mesopotamia multiple times. Nevertheless, internal civil wars over the Parthian throne proved to be the most dangerous threat. At the same time, the Baz-Rangid house, descendants of the Achaemenid dynasty, established a dynasty based in Isfahan. Though once annexed by the First Persian Empire, they later became vassals. During the internal power struggles of Parthia, Ardashir I of the Sassanid house consolidated power in the south. In 224 AD, Ardashir I killed the last king of the Parthian dynasty, officially opening the era of the Neo-Persian Sassanid Empire. The Second Persian Empire ended after 476 years of existence, though the Arsacid lineage continued to rule in Armenia, Iberia, and Caucasian Albania. Ardashir I continued to expand the new empire to the east and northwest, conquering the provinces of Sistan, Gorgan, Khorasan, Margiana, Balkh, and Khwarezmia. In 230, he raided deep into Roman territory. His son, Shapur I, continued to conquer Bactria and the western part of the Kushan Empire, while also seizing Carrhae and Nisibis from Rome. However, by 243, Rome had reclaimed these lands. Following defeats in the 296 to 298 period, Persia was forced to sign a peace treaty, ceding 5 provinces east of the Tigris and promising not to interfere in Armenia and Georgia. In 359, King Shapur II restarted the campaign against Rome, reclaiming Singara and Amida, bringing Persia to the peak of its power. Under Bahram V, in 427, he crushed an invasion by the nomadic Hephthalites, expanding influence into Central Asia and turning Armenia into a province. King Yazdegerd II, in 438, continued the offensive against eastern Rome in 441 and drove the Kittites across the Oxus River in 450. To re-establish Zoroastrianism, he suppressed a Christian revolt at the Battle of Vartanants in 451. In the late 5th century, the Huns returned to defeat Peroz I in 483, causing chaos. Kavad I later captured Theodosiopolis in 502 and Amida in 503 from Rome, though he subsequently lost control of Lazica. In 532, an eternal peace treaty was signed. Emperor Khosrau I, in 531, implemented various reforms to restore the empire, but by 540 he broke the peace to invade Syria. In 598, Persia annexed South Arabia as a province. Taking advantage of Byzantine civil war, Persia expanded its territory like never before, occupying Syria, Antioch in 611, Jerusalem in 614, and Egypt in 621. However, prolonged wars drained the treasury. Between 622 and 627, Persia suffered disastrous defeats against Rome. The Neo-Persian Empire weakened, and religious instability increased. The Muslim conquest of Persia, 633 to 656, ended the Sassanid dynasty. Persians gradually converted to Islam, leading to the decline of Zoroastrianism. After centuries of being ruled by Arabs, Turks, and Mongols, in 1501 the Safavid dynasty unified the country. In 1508, Shah Ismail I conquered Baghdad, ending the Achaemenid rule, but failed against the Ottomans at the Battle of Chaldiran in 1514. Shah Tahmasp I later defeated the Uzbeks and helped Emperor Humayun reclaim the Mughal Empire, though the western border still lost Mesopotamia to the Ottomans. In the 1580s, Shah Abbas I was forced to reconcile with the Ottomans and lost much land. However, under his reign, the Safavid Empire reached its peak as he reclaimed Azerbaijan and all territories from the Ottomans, retaking Baghdad in 1623. After his death in 1629, the empire weakened and was conquered by the Afghans in 1722. In the 1722 to 1725 period, Russia and the Ottomans also invaded Persia. By 1736, Nader Quli overthrew the last Safavid king, establishing the Afsharid dynasty. Emperor Nadir Shah built a vast empire, but ruled cruelly, leading to constant war. After his assassination in 1747, Afsharid territory shrank. In 1750, Karim Khan founded the Zand dynasty in central and southern Iran, restoring security and prosperity. After his death in 1779, the Zand dynasty weakened and was attacked by Aga Muhammad Khan. He founded the Qajar dynasty, proclaimed himself Shahanshah, and chose Tehran as the capital in 1786. By 1794, he ousted the Zand house and in 1796 defeated the Afsharids at Mashhad, unifying Persia after half a century of division. However, after the First Russo-Iranian War, 1804 to 1813, the Qajars had to cede Azerbaijan, Dagestan, and Georgia to Russia via the Treaty of Gulistan. After the Second War, 1826 to 1828, Iran lost Yerevan and Nakhchivan, and granted Russia numerous economic and military privileges. King Nasser al-Din Shah Qajar, 1848 to 1896, attempted to modernize the country by exploiting the rivalry between Britain and Russia, but faced opposition from the clergy, leading to the Constitutional Revolution, 1905 to 1911. In February 1921, Reza Khan led a coup and seized actual power. By October 1925, the Qajar house was deposed, ending the Great Persian Empire. Through many dynasties, the Persian Empire left invaluable cultural and civilizational marks for Iran and all humanity.